Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the studios of Grafton Community Television. This is Minute by Minute. I'm Bob Totoma. I have a guest in the studio today. Her name is Amy Berry. She's the new town clerk for the town of Grafton. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
So we're going to ask you some fun questions. We'll just have a quick chat, and maybe we'll have better questions in the select board.
I hope so.
You never know.
Just joking.
So you came to us from the town of Southborough.
Yes, that is correct.
And you worked in that clerk's department.
I did.
What role did you hold there?
I was the deputy town clerk.
Okay. Not the assistant, the deputy.
The deputy.
Did it come with a badge?
Oh. I had a name tag.
And that's why she came to Grafton, because it came with a badge. No.
Right.
We just make it up as we go along. How long have you been working in municipal government?
So it was 6 years that I was in Southborough.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go back in time. What did you do before you were doing municipal work?
So prior to that, I worked for the Chamber of Commerce in a different state. And so I helped small businesses with their relocating and advertising together and just learning their way in the community.
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
And how long were you doing that?
For about 5 years prior. And then I was a stay-at-home mom before that.
Okay. So what are some of the challenges working for the Chamber of Commerce?
Well, a lot of times businesses would come to you and then you would tell them where like maybe a vacant space was, and then they would be interested in the foot traffic. So you guide them that way. But we also did like monthly events like meet and greet, and you would help them maybe advertise together. We sponsored a farmers market in the summer to bring people together and then help the local farmer vendors and then the food trucks would come. So it was just a lot of working with different businesses trying to do a central event.
How many chambers of commerce are there? Do you know?
Well, I did this in a different state.
Okay.
And so each community had one, but it's different here.
Yeah, I noticed I don't see a lot of Chamber of Commerce.
Like Worcester has one.
But it's kind of a regional deal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not so much on the town level.
Correct.
Because it sounds like when you describe it, that it's very similar to like our Economic Development Commission.
It was very similar. We did work with that department closely.
Right. Whereas that's just a committee that meets once a month. You're talking about a concern that was open every day, business hours.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. All right. What did you enjoy about that job?
I liked the people the most.
I get that impression.
I'm a small business person, and if you can help them, I know it. So that was amazing to me. I really liked that. And sometimes we would break it up into regions, like there might be a restaurant night, or maybe they would host a farm to table event. And so you might have like one of your farmers market, vendors supply the, greens for that, or you might have one of your ice cream places supply to dessert. So it was nice, and then you might have one of your vendors that does the tables or the tent. So it's like you could bring everybody together and advertise.
So would you describe that work as behind the scenes, or did you actually get your hands dirty when it came to those events?
I never had to serve at any of them, fortunately, because I would probably be a clumsy waitress. But anyway, we would just try and put it all together, but of course we would be there at the event, and then we would facilitate like the tickets and such.
Did your career change, which brought you into municipal government, was something somebody suggested you follow, or is that something you said, I think I'm going to give that a try, or how did you make that transition?
So we were new to the state, and I saw a job advertised in Southborough, and I thought, oh, this might be kind of fun. I mean, you license dogs, so most people love their dogs. So I thought it would just be a friendly way to meet people. And I fell in love with everybody at the townhouse, and I worked with a great clerk there. And it just was great. I mean, a great experience for me.
So how quickly do you have to absorb the skills and the duties of a town clerk? I mean, I'm sure you must have been mentored pretty closely in Southborough. But now you're running your own ship here in Grafton, so there's a lot to remember, isn't there?
There is a lot. There's a lot of different, aspects of the job and a lot of rules and regulations that you have to follow. I'm thankful that I'm working with Mike and Todd. They did a great job or do a great job in the office, and they've been showing me where everything is found in Grafton, and I'm very thankful to work with them.
What are some of the challenges you've experienced working in municipal government in a town clerk? It doesn't have to be Grafton, it doesn't have to be Southborough, it could be both.
Well, last year was a very busy year because we had a lot of elections, but you also have to continue doing the day by day. You still have the town meetings, you have all of the election work, you still have to take care of the dog license, you still have committee appointments. So you just have to go in with a checklist of what you have to get done, and you just have to do it. It's just not an option if it not get it done. So just
dive into the deep end of the pool, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. What kind of? You already said you like dealing with the public and you like people. What kind of personality are you? Are you very, very outgoing, or does your personality change based on situations?
Well, I think maybe based on situations, like if I am at an election, it's harder to be social and talk because you're there to do a job, and you just have to make sure you're doing what your responsibility is. So, and right now it's not a super busy time in the clerk's office, so it's easy to talk to somebody when they come in to do a dog license or a marriage license. But other times, when you have ballots to process or ballots to mail out, you just kind of, okay, thanks.
So just how involved is the process of getting a dog license? Because that was one of the first things you brought up.
Yeah, so it's pretty easy here in Grafton. The slip goes out with the census form, and people pay that on a yearly basis, and there just needs to be a record of their rabies. I think sometimes people are a little bit shocked, like, how do you know I have a dog? But it is a state requirement for the vets to send us a notice. So that's how we find out.
When you turn on your computer, we can see what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, I actually have a dog too. And we bought her here in Massachusetts. And I was like, how did they even know I got that dog? But it's the rabies.
Yeah. Yeah. It triggers things down the line. And sure. Okay. So what are some of the more challenging aspects of the job? What really takes your entire focus? Like, I shut the door and I have to focus on this topic. What would that be?
So I think, the town meeting minutes are very important because they affect a lot of the bylaws and rules and, that we have to follow in town. So you have to make sure, like, everything is correct. Like, what if you put in a zoning law incorrectly? I mean, that would be awful. So you need to do that. You need to double check it, and you need to have somebody else look over your work to make sure that what you're submitting is what the town wants.
So you're looking at an election coming up here in town really quickly.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
I'm actually pretty excited. I feel like that'll give me a chance to meet a lot of people. I've reached out to the wardens. I've talked to a couple of them, which has been great. I was very close with the election workers in Southborough, and I am excited to meet a new group of people to work with.
I noticed that whenever elections roll around and the election workers roll in, the snacks come with them.
Well, of course. I have a drawer for granola bars if you ever want one.
Well, that's good to know. Just walk. Excuse me, I'm an election worker. I need a granola bar.
Yeah.
So the people that come into the office, I've noticed when I'm in the mailbox or the mailroom getting my mail, and I've noticed the people that walk in, the town clerk's office tends to be the traffic cop for the town of Grafton. Where do I go? How do I do? And you're expected to know how all of that happens, and how that must happen every minute of every day, right?
Yeah, well, it's kind of the first office you see when you walk in, so that's not a bad thing. I mean, people are just trying to find where they need to be, so it's not bad. Get to say hi to people.
How many of your coworkers have you met? People have come in to say hi, or?
Yeah, people have been very welcoming, and Evan walks me around to meet everybody, and I'm just really, I feel comfortable.
I really enjoyed the fact that we ran into each other at, the Evan's office or the select board office at the front desk, and when he asked if, I had met you, and you said, oh yeah, we already have a date. TV date.
That's right.
Yeah. It seems like, I think we're blessed by the number of very professional people in town that are, passionate about what they do. So we're all lucky in that regard, as far as coworkers go. But I mean, the town of Grafton, I think, is lucky in that regard too.
Yes, I noticed that quite a bit. People are so friendly, but also so capable and so approachable, which makes it a lot easier to learn who you need to talk to and what you need to do.
So if there's something that you want the town citizens to know about doing business with the clerk's office, or questions they might have about a topic, this is your opportunity to kind of hit them with the truth.
Oh,
You can look right over there,
okay.
lay it out.
Well, the door is always open. We're happy to do dog licenses, marriage licenses, issue certificates for vital records. We are going to be having the election coming up. If you need to vote by mail ballot, we have those applications. If you want to complete an application to be on the ballot for one of the elected offices, please stop in before April 1st, and we'll get you all signed up for that. And our office is always open for calls on the phone or if you want to walk in.
Amy Berry is the town clerk for the town of Grafton, and wish you a lot of luck. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
On behalf of all the talented people that work here at Grafton Community Television, I'm Bob DeToma. Thank you for watching.